Hi there, I'm going to do a product review of the men's J-type O'Neill wetsuit, which is a cold water wetsuit. But I'm also going to incorporate a couple other O'Neill dive items. I'm going to talk very briefly about their sector wetsuit, which is like a step down from the J-type. It's a 7mm, I think you get different things. This is a 7mm one, okay, and it's a standard wetsuit. Fluid seam seals, which are great, they don't let the water in. This is what I've been using for a year. I've just bought a J-type. I reviewed the women's one with my wife kindly modelling for that. I've got myself one now because I'm so impressed with it. I am taking a risk because I ordered it without trying it. I've gone for the same size as I always have my O'Neill wetsuits, that thickness of rubber. My surfing ones are usually a smaller size because it's thinner rubber. 7mm doesn't stretch that much, so I have to have XXL. I weigh about 17 stone, which is what, about 100 kilograms, 110, 105 in that region, something like that. 6 foot, 18-inch neck, and 36-38-inch waist, and the XXL fits me with the sector wetsuit, which is this chap. Let's say it's just a single layer dive wetsuit, firewall on the inside. One slightly bad point I would say is no sort of bat wing inside. It would help to have a bat wing to stop flush through. That's a little sort of 1mm, 2mm layer, which is continuous with the rest of the wetsuit, so you get in and out easily, but when it's zipped up you don't get flush through. That's one recommendation I would say to O'Neill. So what I've been doing, I've been wearing that with this 5mm vest with a diving hood built in. It's got like a thin sort of 1 or 2mm membrane around the neck. Can you see that? Which does make it thinner, but again I've got an 18-inch neck, so having that wetsuit with this underneath it, it gets pretty darn tight. If I'm sort of stretching forwards with the wetsuit all on, it's quite well, it's not quite restrictive, it's incredibly restrictive and tight around my neck as if I'm being strangled. So I've bought the J-type. So this is a 5mm vest with a built-in hood, and I've been wearing that with a sector 7mm. But hang on a moment. This is this season's, I believe it's this season's J-type. So new, I've not even taken it out of the wrapper. I haven't even tried it on, a risky thing, but I'd say that sector I'll be putting on eBay if you're interested. Let me know. So here we are, let's just take this all out. Might have a little look at the book and just to run through. I should know this wetsuit off by heart because my wife's been diving with it. So this is the men's logo there. I think there is one with blue shoulders, blue material on the outside, just on the shoulders and around the waist. It looks quite snazzy, but apparently my size, these wetsuits are quite hard to get hold of, so I had a bit of a Hobson's choice of black. My good friend Paddy at the Chapel IDNE shop in Sennen sourced this for me. He sells O'Neill wetsuits. He doesn't actually sell the dive wetsuits, but you know, he rings up the rep gets it delivered to his shop. So if you're having difficulty getting hold of it, find a O'Neill stockist and I'm sure they could do the same for you. Obviously they're keen to sell their products, so it's not that difficult for them to include you know, a more unusual wetsuit in the you know, the posting of items to that business, if that makes sense. Didn't come out very clearly, but I think you know what I mean. So again, double fluid seals, which are these little chaps here. Can you see that? So basically it's like almost well, it's just like a glue, a rubberized glue, and on the inside it'd be the same. So instead of just having stitching going through, there's absolutely no water goes in through these stitches, in through these seams. It says it's a minimum seam design. All the best wetsuits have very few panels. The less panels, the less tension it has going through. If you've got two bits of rubber with stitching joining them up, that's obviously a point where when that rubber stretches, that stitching is going to be a restricted part in the system. So The less seams the better. That's true surfing and true of any wetsuit really. I would say that at this point surfing wetsuits are the ultimate wetsuits. In my personal experience they're far superior to the semi-dry diving style wetsuit, which does allow flush through. Surfing wetsuits, they've been striving to get the best materials and the most sort of the driest type of seams, etc. So in my experience, wetsuit manufacturers who make surfing wetsuits, in my opinion, make the best dive wetsuits, but that's my opinion. Also, I do dive wearing surfing boots rather than dive boots, because you don't get that flush through. Again, that's my personal experience. I will say, on a rather controversial note, I jump in the sea to get wet, so I do like getting wet. I don't want to wear a dry suit to stay dry. I want to get wet. I can sit in my living room if I want to stay dry. So for me, wearing a wetsuit is my choice when diving. Even in the temperatures we have here. Where I live here, the temperature ranges from I think it's about 9 or 10 at the coldest to maximum of 18 degrees C. So pretty cold. Pretty difficult to dive without a hood actually, even in those temperatures. If you're in the water for 3/4 of an hour, it gets pretty uncomfortable. Right, so what's different about a J-type? J-type has it's an all-in-one outer body to it, and then what they've done is sewn in like a long john, top half of a long john, actually sewn in to the wetsuit on the inside. Again, this has the advantage over a semi-dry dive wetsuit, which you put a long-legged, short-sleeved, hang on, which way around is it? Sorry, no, you get short-legged, long-sleeved under wetsuit, and then you put on over the top of that no, I've got that completely wrong, haven't I? You have a long-legged, short-sleeved under wetsuit, and then you put over the top short-legged, long-sleeve over the top. But just too many places the water can come flushing in. If you have flush through, it just saps away your body heat, so you won't be your 36 degrees, whatever you're meant to be. Body temperature wise, you'll be the temperature of the sea, which unless you're in the Maldives or somewhere particularly nice, it's rather cold. So long john style vest sewn in the bottom, and it has a single shoulder entry on one side here. And I think what I will do, I'm going to apologise, because I'm now going to try and get into this wetsuit for the first time. I'm afraid we'll be wearing my Budgie Smugglers, because that is what I wear under a wetsuit. So I'm going to apologise for that right away. And as I say, this is the first time I've put it on. So hopefully it will go without too much trouble. Hang on a sec. No striptease music, please. No. I usually make this noise when I'm putting on a wetsuit. Right, make sure we've got it the right way around. Usually a wetsuit initially is going to be a little bit stiffer and gets more flexible after a few applications, a few times you put it on. Also, it actually stretches. Not only does it get softer, but it actually gets a little bit stretchier as well. Now, I have watched my wife struggle. Well, she doesn't struggle, but it's not as easy as putting my Scepter O'Neill on. But then again, this is going to have the advantage of the added warmth. So far so good. Haven't managed to put my back out, which is quite good. Trying on wetsuits has to be one of the worst things ever to do. If you're in a shop, you're trying on 3 or 4 different brands to get the right size, the right fit. It is horrible. Sweaty, horrible thing. Right. Oh, I hope this is going to fit so the camera view is not. Try that over there. Here we go. Right, so you put one arm through the long Johnny part. Didn't mean to say long Johnny, nothing to do with Johnnies at all. Get in there. So far so good. So I certainly lack a familiarity with this particular product for me, but we'll get there. Right, not too tight around the neck, which is the main reason for getting a new wetsuit. Check the crotches up. So usually always make sure the legs are pulled up as nice and tight as they can. Have a little check in the mirror. Oh yeah, no, that looks good. Now that's very important, the old look good aspect of it. The hood is actually sewn onto the front of this. This will become more apparent, so it actually clips over the front and there's Velcro on the back. Oh, a 7mm and a 5mm wetsuit in your living room is rather warm. This is somewhat tighter than my sector, but that's not bad. My sector one is actually possibly a bit loose. I believe the neoprene is pre-compressed. As you go deeper, dive in, neoprene compresses further. You'll notice that your computer on your wrist gets looser. Right, I don't know whether I might at this stage cheat and ask my beautiful wife assistant to come and help me. Ruthie? Yeah. Can you come do the zip up for me, please? Don't think you're going to get any royalties for this, girl.
You ready?
Yeah, I am obviously holding my tummy in for the side view. All done?
Yeah.
Right, okay, well that's good actually. It's not as tight, certainly not as tight as the sector 7mm with the vest and hood underneath, so that's great. So with my big neck, if you've got a big neck, this might be a better option. Right, so hood, I'm not the biggest fan of wearing hoods because it's just so restrictive, but a necessity as I've mentioned. Here we go. Oh, that's a bit of a struggle, but that's just because it's the first time. Stick the thing down. There we go. Boo! Kick ass! So yeah, looks good. Feels good. Bit deaf now. Can't hear anything you're saying because of this. But yeah, fits perfectly. Feels like it's going to be really warm. Nice to have it all contained. This is all a little bit tight, but I know it's going to stretch with use. I do have a rather big head, as I say. Hopefully the camera can focus there. So this is the, now let's take this off. We do it that way. This is the O'Neill J-type men's, I believe it's 2012, I'm pretty sure it is, and 7mm outer, 5mm inner. This is Super Scopes. Catch you later, bye.